mushed in here.
Welcome to season 68, episode 3 of Vintage Bungalow. This is, how many years have we been here now?
I don't know, a year and a half.
No, so it couldn't be season 68.
Yeah, we need microphones. They're never going to be able to hear you from this far away. Okay, so next up is the staircase. This is the original staircase in our 1927 home, and the previous owners had put laminate flooring down on it in 2018 because I asked them. And although it worked well for their family, we want to take it off and restore the original wood underneath. I have been waiting for this day ever since we moved in, so hopefully we'll be able to get this laminate flooring off easily. I don't know. We'll see.
Of course it'll be easy.
Because all of our projects have always been like super easy.
What could possibly go wrong?
Famous last words.
So I guess the strategy will be get the stair nosing off first, and then we'll go after the pieces on the top and the back. Tell me if I'm wrong.
You aren't wrong.
I haven't even put a tool onto it yet, so we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, we don't know what we're going to find. So the top stair was plywood, and so to say that I was devastated is an understatement. I cried. I'm not going to lie. I'm like, oh man, is this whole staircase going to be plywood, and what are we going to do now? The backboard is original, you can see, on the top step, and we really didn't know what to do, and we're like, okay, you know what, we're just going to take the next one off and see what that looks like. So that's what we're doing right now. He's got it loosened up, and we're going to lift it and see what we have here. And let's look at it. I would say that this step is the original stair. I don't think it's plywood. So, I mean, what do you think? Maybe the top stair got damaged and they replaced it with plywood? I don't know. But this looks like the original wood stair here, so maybe...
The question is, what's the back?
Yeah, we don't know what the back... Well, it looks like it's all going to come right out in one piece, so... Throw that up there. We'll see what this looks like. It's loose. I could tell when he pulled the bottom one out. Okay, yep, and that's the original wood right there.
Just trimmed it, I mean. So, was this supposed to be like so that 30 people could run up and down the stairs at the same time?
I know, seriously. Maybe they, old wood squeaks. Maybe they were like, we're just going to take all the squeaks out of this. Who knows? I don't know why they would do this. I don't know why they'd put all these screws in these beautiful original wooden stairs. It just boggles my mind. Yeah, that's exactly why they put all those screws in it. Because they didn't want to hear the squeak. Oh boy. Well, what are we going to do here with this mess? Well, there's good news and there's bad news, and I know that I ended our last video with saying that we were going to be redoing these original stairs in this house, and this was always my intention, and I don't even know if I can get through this without crying. I'm gonna try. When Rick and I first looked at this house, there was two things that I really wanted to do. One is I wanted to take down that pony wall with the spindles in the kitchen and open it up, which we did, and that turned out beautifully. And the second thing I wanted to do was to take off this laminate flooring and redo this original staircase, because I'm not a flipper, I'm a preservationist, and it really means a lot to me to preserve what is original in old homes. And these stairs are just in really bad shape, and there just isn't any way that I'm going to be able to complete my vision of restoring them. And it's heartbreaking to me. It really is. And I've laid awake nights thinking about ways I can make this happen, and I just can't. The wood just isn't in good enough shape to make this happen. These floors aren't oak. The staircase isn't oak. It isn't even heart pine. It's a fir, like a Douglas fir. And anybody who knows wood, it's a softer wood. And these stairs, after we uncovered the first two, the first step was plywood. The original stair wasn't even there. It was gone altogether. And we're like, okay, well, we'll just create one new stair. We'll get some pine and we'll make one new stair. And then we took off the second one, and it had the original wood. The problem is, there's so many problems with this, is they used glue, a really super thick glue that they put on with a trowel when they put this laminate flooring down, vinyl flooring actually, and it's so thick, and my first thought was, oh my gosh, how are we ever going to get all of the glue off of these stairs, which would be a huge undertaking. The second problem is that they used big screws, and they put them everywhere to screw down the stairs, and we're thinking it's because they were squeaky, when they walked up and down them. And I think that originally these were carpeted. The previous owners had carpeted them when they bought the house like 48 years ago, and in 2018 they said they put this new laminate flooring in. So the problem is we have huge screws all over the stairs. Another problem is the house has settled over the years, and there's gaps, in between the stairs and the wall. There's gaps between the risers and the stair tread, and there's gouges, and there's nail holes, and there's screw holes, and it is just such a mess that even if I would spend weeks and weeks getting all the glue off and sanding everything down and putting wood filler in it so that I could stain it and polyurethane it, it's not going to look good. It's not worth the effort to do it. And so it was just heartbreaking to me. And this isn't my first staircase. Many years ago, we lived in a home that had heart pine floors on their staircase, and it was a beautiful staircase. You went up so many steps, you hit a landing, you turned, you went up a few more steps, you hit the landing. And we took the carpet off, and we totally stripped and refinished those stairs, and they turned out gorgeous, gorgeous. And I had every intention and hope that these stairs would turn out the same way, and they're just not going to. And short of ripping the whole staircase apart and putting all new oak treads in, there's nothing else we can do but put this vinyl flooring back up for now. And I don't know what we're going to do. I'm just going to leave it. So that is definitely the bad news. More bad news is that I also wanted to refinish the floors in the living room here, and they have Berber carpet on them, but we can look down in the basement and see that there's subflooring, and then there's the Douglas fir flooring, and then they put plywood over top of that before they laid, which is now the existing Berber carpet on. And again, they use screw after screw after screw, because we can see it from down in the basement, and we never really took a close look until we started looking at this staircase. And those floors are going to be a mess as well, an absolute mess, and probably are not going to be worth refinishing. And so heartbroken doesn't even describe how I feel, because I just envisioned having the beautiful fir floors finished, redone, in our dining room / little living room area in the staircase, and it's not going to happen at this time. So I'm going to go ahead, and for now, we're just going to leave the carpeting in the living room and dining room, because we've lived in the house a year and a half, and Rick has a whole machine shop that he's trying to get set up, and he hasn't had time to work on it because we've been so busy. He's working full time, and we've been doing all these renovations on the house, and he hasn't had time to get his things done. And I can't, on my own, rip up the carpet and rip up all the plywood and lay down new flooring, which is our goal in the future. In the future, we're probably just going to lay some new flooring that looks vintage. I'm going to try, or maybe even try to find some vintage flooring to lay down. But for now, I'm just going to paint and put up curtains and do what I can to make this area look nice. We have to live within our budget and our time constraints that we have, and so that's what's going on. So I'm going to be starting to redo the dining room / living room area of this home, and we're so glad that you're following along with us on this journey. But before I end this video, I'll show you a few things that we've been working on. We finally got the transition done between the kitchen and the dining room, which, you know, when we took the pony wall out of it, it made a big mess on the floor, you know, that we had to do. So Rick did a fabulous, fabulous job. We've got a beautiful oak board, and it was a lot of work. He had to, you know, cut this whole thing out and make it fit. And the flooring literally went like this. It was, this floor is so uneven, it slopes. And so the kitchen flooring was a lot higher than the dining room flooring, and nothing lined up. And oh my gosh, so he had to cut it all out, and we had to go underneath and jack up the flooring in the basement and put big wooden shims under there to try to level it as best we could to get our new transition piece put in the kitchen. And it was a lot of work, way more work than than we had anticipated, like everything else, but it turned out really nice. And so that I stained the board and put 3 coats of polyurethane on it, and we got it installed, and it looks absolutely beautiful. Also, thank you to one of my wonderful people that commented on my bathroom video about my little shelf, and they had said that it looked a little too modern for the space, and they were absolutely right. And so I went in and I took some gold metallic paint, and I just very lightly went over that black to give it sort of a distressed look. And then I took that little shelf that was way too light in color, and I literally just took some brown paint that I had, craft paint on my shelf, and I painted it brown, and it really transformed that little shelf. So thanks for watching this short little video, and we will be back very soon, and I'm going to be starting the makeover on our dining room / living room area. We love you guys, and we will see you all soon. Goodbye.